Okay, my name is Maurizio Goretti, and please like to thank the LINX friends for having me here. I'm the NaMeX CEO. NaMeX is a member-based internet exchange point based in Rome. We've been around in interconnection since 1995. And this moment we are roughly 150 members and 150 gigabit traffic, just to give you the size of our exchange points. Today I'm going to talk about ServiceDB, a neutral portal Wholesale that we realized to allow our member to show their service catalog for the other internet service provider. First of all, let me explain why we did that. In our opinion, an internet exchange point, especially a member-based exchange point, has to be, first of all, not just about peering. Peering is the main service that we provide for sure. But we think that apart from this, we have to, let me say, value the fact that we are a community of internet service provider. And I think that we have to try to be useful for our members. These several things. One of the classical ones, like LINX meeting, is to promote opportunities of discussion between members as our annual meeting. We have this annual meeting that we took before the world changed every year, and 300 people gather in session. It was useful because in just one day you can meet all the, let me say, people that counts in the internet in Italy, more or less. So if you need to do some interconnection in Italy, that's the right place to come. Last year we moved to virtual, as LINX is done now, and this was a success too, because people like to discuss. So we had lots of people that gathered together, 700, and we had this usual meeting. We were able to virtualize more or less everything. One of the positive things is that because we were virtual, people don't need to move. We were able to engage easier prestigious speaker, as for example, your former CEO, John Suter, that sent us a warm, friendly message in Italian, because he's learning Italian. If you want to check his Italian, the right side is meeting.namex.it. We also organized a training course for our members. We founded what we call the School of Advanced Networking, and the motto is training for the ISP made by the ISP, because I don't know in UK, but in Italy it's not so straightforward. It's not so easy to find courses, training courses that has the right quality that internet service provider needs. With special argument like BGP or MPLS or DNS or something like that. So we had this classes, this high quality classes, 3-day with final certification. We release digital badges and so on. And members like it lots for that. Another things that we did before the world changes was the itinerant events, where in collaboration with the ITNOG community and the other Italian exchange point, we organized this local meeting. The idea was to meet the local ISP in their region. So we try to think what else we can do of useful for our members. And we realized that NaMeX, as maybe other internet exchange point, have been always a point of reference for internet service provider that look for a service in our city. I remind you that NaMeX, that we are based in Rome. This is true both for the local Italian internet service provider that arrive in the big town without experience, that they have to face with this market, and ask us what is some good advice to try to understand who sell the best service in terms of quality, in terms of price. But this is also true for the big international player. We think that in this moment, as the table that we took from the famous site of Hurricane Electric shows, has to face with dozen internet exchange points and in dozen different countries. This means that a local hub it's something useful that we can provide. And this gives to the internet exchange point in particular, the member-based one, a role inside the worldwide ISP community, because the internet service provider, at least in our case, prefer to ask the IXP because they are recognized as trusted and neutral. So we decided to have our own marketplace as others, but we also decided we need a portal to do that. Namex Marketplace in its first stage was a service directory managed by NaMeX, where internet service provider can look for a service while others present their catalog. NaMeX portal, we decided that the portal has to be freely available. Everybody can access the portal throughout an account that we release for free, but that only the IXP member can show their catalog inside the portal. The portal as a data center based, meaning that the portal show a list of data center where the ISPs can provide some kind of services through an interconnection. The service list, the catalog service list, is managed by NaMeX, try to avoiding different definition for the same service made by different internet service provider. The portal, we build up the portal in a way that internet service provider is responsible for its data. They have a backend that they can autonomously use to update or to put their data. From the very beginning, we understand that to be really useful for our members, our portal cannot be limited to the few Roman data center where NaMeX was present. We are too small for this. And so we decided to include all the Italian data center, even if we were, if we understand that this in some way will not benefit in some cases NaMeX, because the internet service provider can use the portal to buy or sell services in other data center or in other exchange. But we think that this is the only way to do something useful. We have to decide the list of data center to put in our portal, and then we decided to take the list of Italian data center present in PeeringDB. We had our kickoff 1 year ago, more or less, in December 2019, and around 30 internet service providers showed up and presented their catalog to the others. It was really successful. The portal was also kicked off, and we started this trial period that started on December 2019 and finished on October 2020. And while this period, around 40 internet service providers joining, giving us lots of feedback and using the portal. So during the trial period, we received lots of feedback, as I said, from internet service provider, but we received also some interest from other internet exchange points. They ask us if they can use the portal, if can have a copy for them. In some way, they show some interest for what we did. And so we decided to start a project to try to build up our software in a good way to be able to give for free the portal also to other internet exchange point if they need it. We restrict just this to the no profit internet exchange point. Our goal is simply to gain visibility and trust from the internet community. So we aim to understand what should be the best way to build up in the best way the portal. We started a survey. Apart from the feedback that we received from the internet service provider, we had feedback from the internet exchange point, and we made this survey with this group of people that I call the internet VIP, the usual famous person that everybody referred to have some feedback. We try to be to ask them a very direct question. Do you think this is useful, or is best, or it's better that we do nothing because we just waste time? Do you think it is better to have some software that every single internet exchange point can replicate in its own place, to have having multiple instance, like, I don't know, the IXP manager model? Or do you think it is better to have a single central portal like PeerDB? So the answer was, it is useful. I hope they don't lie to me too much. And we think that it's the way in which you can do that is to have a central portal, but federated by IXP, by single internet exchange provider. So a sort of federation of internet exchange points. So the management of this. This is the captive page of the portal. So we realized the portal. Before, the name during the trial period was Namex Marketplace. We cancel all the Namex around name around and logo around, and we register this servicedb.net. If you want to use it, the address is servicedb.net. It is freely available in two ways. One is to ask for a local account, and the other one is, if you have already a PeerDB account, you can use it and enter it and surf inside the portal. If you enter, you have the first page that is divided into sites. It's very simple. Yeah. This version. On the left one, you can look for service, and the right one, you can have the result. You can look by service. You can look for. You can look by location. As I said, we have a lot of that. Well, the list of data center, the main data center present in Italy. So you can look by city, or you can look by directly used by data center, looking for some service and seeing who can provide that service. And if you click to one of the results, you can have more information about the providers that can provide that kind of services. There is a pre-filled form that you can use to send some requests for more information, or you're interested about that. And this is an important value that that the people ask, who is the right person to ask for this kind of things. There is a part dedicated to the special offer of the provider, and there is a back-end portal that the provider can use to update their information. It works in this way. The internet exchange point manage the portal and create account for the internet service provider that asks for the account. It's a sort of super user account that the internet service provider can use it, not just to update their information, but also to create other account, maybe with different level of authorization, that can manage just the data of the internet service providers. There is this, well, it's a portal where you can get some information on if somebody visited the page, where you can modify the service that you provide in a single data center, just clicking here and then in a very easy and straightforward way. On December, we start a trial because we add a new services, that is the Federation of Internet Exchange Point. So two others Italian Internet Exchange Point joined this trial that is topics Turin and V6 Padova Venezia. And we started them to try to figure out how does it work inside this federation model. Each internet exchange point can autonomously create account for their internet service provider. And if the internet service provider already exists, they can't use it, but the internet service provider, once they have their own account, can do whatever he want in the different exchange point or data center where it is present. We are going to start a bigger trial with internet exchange point outside Italy. That means in different continents. Some friends that join us or somebody that is interested in try to see if this is something usable. And I'm here, first of all, to ask for feedback. So I have, I think that the breakout session will be an opportunity just to take a coffee, not just to take a coffee, but to discuss with the people that is interested to understand more of what the portal is. And our goal is to have some feedback to try to understand if it is useful for the community. We understand that there is potential, but we also understand that there is lots of problems that we have to face. For example, the data quality. I know that there is lots of ISP in the audience. Well, it's the full majority, but let me say that this is a theoretic example. At least in Italy, not the internet service provider don't always say the truth. For example, some of them might say that they can provide services that they don't have in cities where they are not present. This happens because they say, okay, I'll reply to request and then I'll try to manage it. So this is a problem with the data quality that have to be faced because otherwise portal is not useful, and we try to find some solution, still trying. One of the solutions is to start an advisory board with some of our, from a representative from our members, and we build up a group of people that is expert in the wholesale markets. Data aging is another problem to face because data become old very quickly, and to be useful, the portal have to be updated data. And here, I think that we need to dedicate some stuff that works on the sides. We also understand that maybe the service data it's more complicated than the networking data, at least because they can be interpreted, the data. Not everybody called the same thing in the same way, and maybe it's different things that have the same name. And there is also another problem that we usually have a relationship with experts in technical stuff, but this is something different. This is about money and not bit, and maybe involves different people. So we need to learn their language or their thing. But we think that there is opportunity. Now, our next task is to start this trial, this international trial, and try to validate the extension of this federation with the multiple countries. Our idea was to maybe have to set up the portal in a way that we might have different horizon depending on which IXP your internet service provider refers. But we also think that there is opportunity in this because we think that this might be another channel for sell services. Maybe it's not a revolutionary one, but it's one channel that can do something to sell service, and maybe is a first step to direct the internet service provider to the portal that is now growing in our world of internet service provider, internet exchange point, or data center, network data center provider that provide on-demand services. The example of the IXP API, I think it's a good example in this. If you have something standard that we can use in several countries that that helps the internet service provider to go in the right direction to find the right the information that they look for, maybe is an opportunity for everybody. So I'm here to ask feedback. Feedback lies: is the portal useful, or is it wasting of time? It's our choice to have a single federated portal make sense, or it's stupid things. What about to think that this helps on set up a new opportunity for service on demand, even in the internet exchange point, as NaMeX, for example? Can we do better? Whatever. Join me to the breakout room. So if you want to talk about that, if you want to give me feedback or contact me later, here is my contact.